Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today we're going to be making what should be a really quick recipe. It's strawberry season and we like to make the most of that every year. So every year I look for a new strawberry recipe that I haven't filmed yet in my books. And so today we're going to be making a mozzarella, tomato, and strawberry salad. This is kind of like a caprese salad, but it includes tomato. No, not tomatoes. Tomatoes are normally in there. It includes strawberries. So all I've done, I've washed my ingredients. So I've washed all my produce and gathered my ingredients somewhere relatively nearby. But we'll see how long this takes. So I've got the strawberries. I'm going to do the mozzarella last. We'll talk about that. But first I'm going to cut the strawberries. She calls for small, sweet ones. I chose the smallest ones we had. Here, in the United States, we have relatively large ones usually. But these will be fine. I'm cutting them in half. The larger ones I might cut into quarters. We'll see. And taking the tops off. She says to cut them, basically into slices and thirds, but I think quarters works better for these shapes anyway. These tend to be broader instead of taller, so. And now I'm going to be just slicing these they're grape tomatoes in half, make them approximately the same size as the cut up strawberries. You do you. You can also use regular tomatoes and just, larger tomatoes and just cut them to a bite size. Now we're supposed to season these lightly with salt and pepper, preferably fleur de sel, which is what I found in my cabinet while I was looking for another ingredient. But whatever salt you like is fine. And pepper. This is just regular pepper, black pepper. And then we're supposed to moisten it with a few drops of olive oil. I think this is the perfect use of my spray bottle. So I gave it a little spray. Turn the fruit around gently in the bowl, and she says to taste it for seasoning. I might do that. I don't know. These small ones. Tastes good to me. You taste a little bit of the salt. It's got a little bit of olive oil on there. That's fine. And we're supposed to decide whether or not we're going to add a dash of vinegar. I have decided I will, but we're not going to do that just yet. And now that this is done, I'm going to clean up just a tad and deal with the mozzarella. This is a fresh mozzarella salad, but she also says burrata is delicious, and I happen to agree. I love burrata. So that is what I got. And because it's burrata, we can't really slice it like you would a regular mozzarella, but I'm pretty sure this is 2 balls. That's what usually comes in this container of burrata. And we're serving 4, which is what this is supposed to serve. And so I'm going to just slice them in half for each person to do with as they wish. So I'm going to go drain this and lightly pat them dry before I slice it. All right, so burrata is a lot. squishier than regular mozzarella. And that's okay, because it is, in fact, delicious. So now I need to plate this up. So I've got 4 salad plates here. You can also plate it all up family style and, you know, eat it like that. I'm going to slice it in half this way and then try not to lose any of that delicious, creamy loveliness. Seems like that should go with that one. And do the same with the other one. So the vinegar gets drizzled over the salad so I can let the rest of my family decide whether they want it. Just going to arrange the berries and tomatoes alongside and try to relatively equally divide these. Good enough. Can arrange it however you see fit. Now we're going to pour just a little bit of this extra virgin olive oil. Mine happens to be Spanish. Over each plate. You can do however, as little or as much as you might like here. This is an optional ingredient and I could not find it myself. It calls for a few pink peppercorns crushed in your fingers. I found some red peppercorns, which are not apparently the same. And I crushed them lightly. They were in a mix, so it was very annoying, and there were not actually that many. They're apparently, pink peppercorns are completely different, but red peppercorns are just ripe black pepper. Slightly sweeter. The last thing we need is to chiffonade some basil. So basically halved lengthwise and shredded. So I'm just going to this is a lot easier with the larger knife, but this is the one I decided to use for the berries and stuff. So, oh well. I'm going to put a little bit of this. That one is not very well chiffonaded. Again, as much or as little as you like is fine. And that's a good thing about making them separate. Everybody can just choose. And the last thing is to drizzle with some balsamic, raspberry or balsamic vinegar. I happened to find some raspberry balsamic, and I thought that the raspberry and would go well with the strawberries and stuff. So I'm going to drizzle some on mine and let my family decide whether they want to or not on their own. But we will I'm also going to put a little bit more salt on mine because I find that, you know, burrata needs a little bit more salt. And that is it for this. So it took longer than I expected. A little less than 20 minutes with all the talking and finding things, but not bad. And I'm going to go eat this. She says you should eat this right away. So that's what we're going to do, and we will let you know what we think in just a minute. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, you watched me make mozzarella, tomato, and strawberry salad from dory greenspans around my French table. This was super easy. Personally, I think I would prefer it with a regular fresh mozzarella instead of the burrata, because I think the burrata is just so good on its own, with a little bit of tomato, a little salt. That's all I need on that. Maybe some olive oil. It's just so good on its own. The strawberry goes very well with the tomato and the cheese, and it really is not an odd combination. It might sound a little weird, but the problem that I have here in North Carolina is that we don't get great tomatoes when we get great strawberries. Using cherry tomatoes helps a lot, or grape tomatoes, whatever you can get, because those tend to ripen and be better than a slicing tomato. So if you're going to do this during strawberry season, at least here, I don't know anywhere else, I would definitely go with those cherry tomatoes instead of the regular tomatoes, just because they're going to be better. Tomato season here isn't until like July. That's when we get really good vine ripe tomatoes. So I think when you're using those not great tomatoes, the strawberries probably also help make it even better, because fresh local strawberries are delicious. Anyway, we really enjoyed it. I'd eat it like this. If the strawberries lasted in my house, I would eat it again, but they go pretty quick here. So if you've enjoyed watching me make this, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below if you have used strawberries in a salad like this before, or if you're going to try it. And come back and watch me make something else next week.